Get this hilarious animation, which I believe is reminiscent of episode 5 of Dragon Ball Super, which had notorious deadlines and made some of the greatest animators that Toei Animation has look like they couldn't draw or animate just because they had so little time to work with. And so now I guess Toei Animation is poking fun at themselves and everything, knowing how much they got memed on the internet worldwide for this episode. So that was pretty cool. Speaking of another Easter egg in episode 5 that you might not be aware of, is that the East Kaioshin is basically asking if there's a way to get their other friends nearby, and so Kadan says it's going to be really tough since they don't have the code. So I think this guy was named Hibiscus, I think is his name, and he's doing ballet here, and apparently he's going to be the guy that's going to bring Vegeta, Gomah, Piccolo, all of them, basically Kibito, and in order to locate them, East Kaioshin lets them know that they are in Universe 7, which I guess there was some fans complaining because we don't find out about the multiple universes until Battle of Gods, which takes place 4 years after this, and Goku didn't have a much reaction to it, and it makes sense that he didn't have much of a reaction when Beerus told him that either. He kind of just like, he just laughed it off a little bit. And obviously I think the East Kaioshin would be aware of the higher god Archie. He knew of Beerus, he knew of Zeno and all these things, so yeah, that makes sense. So we get this cool thing though where it looks like a Dragon Ball radar, and he's able to see Universe 7, he's able to see Kami's lookout and everything, the high temple and everything there. And so we now know how the other characters are going to arrive to the demon realm. They get this hilarious animation, which I believe is reminiscent of episode 5 of Dragon Ball Super, which had notorious deadlines and made some of the greatest animators that Toei Animation has look like they couldn't draw or animate just because they had so little time to work with. And so now I guess Toei Animation is poking fun at themselves and everything, knowing how much they got memed on the internet worldwide for this episode. So that was pretty cool. Speaking of another Easter egg in episode 5 that you might not be aware of, is that Son Goku going SS1 is also tribute how in episode 5 of Dragon Ball GT that Son Goku actually went SS1 for the first time as a kid, and that one in his battle with Legic, which is actually one of the better GT battles. It's short, sweet, but a good battle nonetheless in GT. And so we get Panzy, and you just had to know this is not going to end well. She's bringing all this stuff like she's going on a big vacation, and like, no, y'all are going to face the most fearsome warriors not named Majin Buu. Okay. And he's like, that's too much stuff. He's like, well, she's like, I'm bringing all this stuff with me. And so, everybody gets ready to pile up and they head there. And also it's during this scene that Goku realizes that Panzy should come, because he realizes that basically he's talking is that he asks Glorio, are you a great mechanic? And when it comes to machines, and he's like, no, I'm not. So he's like, that settles it. Pansy's the one to come. And so Panzy is very ready because she knows they need it. So like I said, I could definitely see where her and Gomah are going to bond really well. So you can just tell her and Gomah will really bond very well. So Pansy's going to join them, and Goku, he ensures Kadan that, hey, I'm going to protect your daughter with everything I got if anything, goes down or wrong with her. And so we see Goku and Panzy face to face here, and they're smiling, together and fist bumps. So they've already made good friends and everything. So Son Goku, he just has a great effect on people, and that's what we've seen throughout the entire series. So this was really interesting. Before they board the ship, East Kaioshin, he lets Son Goku know that something ain't right about this Glorio guy. Something's not right, because he's looking at it. He's like, with Glorio, he basically mentions how Glorio didn't even know that they were turned back into kids with the Dragon Ball, something along those lines. And that, no, he mentions how Kadan didn't know that they were turned back into kids and what everything went down for the Dragon Balls. All he thought was, oh, you're just gonna bring me the guy that beat Majin Buu. And so he sees that, okay, he's keeping something away from the king. So East Kaioshin still being suspicious of Glorio, still keeping his eye on him as they need to. And Son Goku, he's thinking Glorio's okay so far. As we all know, Goku does have a tendency to be naive, so yeah, we'll see where it goes. And Glorio, he's yelling at Panzy here, saying, you brought way too much stuff, which has gotta be foreshadowing. You just gotta know where this is gonna go. And so we see everybody, waving them well, wishing them happy, safe travels and this big journey for them. And Glorio ends up revealing that under this ship, because the demon realm is huge, it's gonna take about 4 days to get there. And Son Goku's like, oh, you gotta be kidding me, 4 days? And Pansy's like, quit your whining, it's huge here in the demon realm, because she says world number 3 is the largest of all the demon realm. And then the engine starts to fail. And Goku's like, what's going on? And this thing starts breaking down in the sky. And Pansy's like, yeah, I think I did pack too much stuff. And Glorio's like, brace yourselves. And that thing starts flying down. And man, this ship is coming down quick. And it is going down. It's here that I was wondering, I'm like, is Goku fast enough to just burst out of that thing and stop it? And boom, it lands on the ground. And that's actually where the episode ends. Now, I don't think the plane, if I had to make a prediction, I don't think the plane crashed and burned. I think maybe Goku did get out of there quickly and stopped it, and that's just the impact of him landing on his feet with holding the plane, as we'll probably end up finding out, because I think that might be the same plane that we have seen in the opening endings.